Good morning. A new math requirement approved by the district board. How this will end math at Roseville as we know it. Students will not be taking a STAR test this year, what that means for senior activities like every 15 minutes. And a winning wrestling team. A look at this year's impressive season on today's TigerCast News, March 3rd, 2014.
From Eye of the Tiger, this is TigerCast News. Broadcasting from Studio 403 at Roseville High School.
Good morning and welcome to an all-new TigerCast News. I'm Josh Carson.
And I'm Daniel Wetter. As you may have noticed, our name has changed. We wanted to make a quick acknowledgement of this change. 3 years ago, this show began as TigerCast News. Last term, our editorial staff made a decision to change our name to Eye the Tiger Today to more boldly represent the connection to the school's newspaper, Eye the Tiger. We have decided to return to TigerCast News because we feel this name more closely identifies this show. Despite the name change, we will continue our award-winning coverage of Roseville High School.
Developing today, taking classes focused solely on geometry or algebra will soon be a thing of the past. Starting next year, incoming freshmen will be going through different math courses entirely. Ella Shaw has the story.
For incoming freshmen and students who will be starting their first math class next year, all traditional math courses from Algebra 2 and below are making big changes. Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 are being replaced by Integrated 1, Integrated 2, and Integrated 3 courses as part of the nationwide Common Core changes taking place.
I'm actually really excited about it. I think doing the math in that way with Common Core approach is going to get students thinking about math a lot more than just memorizing procedures. I think the teachers are going to do great. We have a lot of really good teachers in our school. And it's going to be a new challenge. It's going to be a little bit different than what they're doing now. And so anytime you're going to do something new and different, there's going to be little bumps and little hiccups along the way. But overall, I think they're going to do a great.
The new integrated math system coming into effect is designed to bring more thought into how students use math in class and life outside of school. How will it change students' grades and attitudes on math? Teachers are very optimistic.
Until I get into it, I really won't know if it's better or worse or what have you, but it's the direction that we're going. So I need to make sure that even if I struggle, I can't show that to the students, or, if it is good, and there's going to be bumps in the road, there's no doubt about it. But, I just need to make sure that I am on my game and give the students the best that I can. How will it affect the way I teach? Man, I gotta let go of my direct instruction. I'm very very hands-on, but this I need to just really trust that the kids will, take it to their groups. I need to come around and just, watch them, guide them, be careful that I'm not leading them too much. So it's going to be an adjustment for someone who's been around this long.
Since these changes will apply to incoming freshmen, students attending Roseville right now will not be affected and will still follow the traditional math course.
In the past, anything lower than a C in a math class would be considered failing and result in forcing the student to repeat the course. Now the math department is enforcing a previously established policy of awarding a D grade that meets graduation requirements.
For some students who just see that C mark kind of is something that they don't think they ever can get to, if there's kind of some hope at the end of the tunnel, a light at the end of the tunnel, that hey, maybe I can get to a 60 and still pass. I think for those students, it's good because we want to be able to encourage them along. And actually help them to see that they can probably do even better.
It was a tweet that went viral last week, the class of 2015 making a push for a Sadie's Dance this year. Despite the tweet's success, though, there will still be no Sadie's Dance. The tweet required at least 100 favorites or retweets for a casual Sadie's Dance to be considered. The response soared past that number, totaling 132 favorites and retweets combined.
So on Twitter, we tweeted just to see how people would take it and to see if there was actually an interest, and there was a pretty good turnout, so we'll probably look to fit it in the calendar for next year.
While there will be no Sadie's Dance at the end of this year, there will still be the traditional junior prom and senior ball.
The Blood Source buses were back on campus to accept donations in their spring term blood drive. 4 buses, each able to accommodate 4 donors at a time, were busy all day long collecting blood. Over 120 students and faculty came out to donate, with most donors each giving about 1 pint of blood. Every year around April, RHS students are confronted with the terrifying and very real scenario that some of their classmates may lose their lives and car accidents involving drunk driving. The event, ran by the Every 15 Minutes organization, is usually held just a week before Senior Bowl in hopes that it will help promote good decisions. The event took place while all the other students were busy with STAR testing. But since the termination of those exams, the window of time for the seniors' assembly to take place is now gone, leaving many seniors questioning whether the tradition will carry on.
That assembly is what was traditionally done during the testing window. You know, since we're not going to be testing that late in April anymore, that's still the best time to do the assembly. So what we're going to do instead of doing it during testing, we'll do it during second period.
Administration plans to continue the annual Every 15 Minutes despite the fact that STAR testing has been removed.
Several wrestlers advanced to last weekend's Master Meet in Stockton. How the rest of the season went for the team after this break.
How's the show going? Oh, it's good.
All right, guys, I got a new project for you.
I'm kind of busy over here.
No, you're not. This is important. We got to make a PSA about train safety.
Can we just make one?
We can't just use the same one over and over.
Why do we have to do this? We can't sit by trains anymore.
Actually, every 3 hours, a person or vehicle is hit by a train, and California has the most train-based fatalities in the nation. Educate yourself on train safety.
That can't be true. Why not? I've never talked to one person who's been hit by a train.
I expect you to be done by the end of today.
So how do we even talk about it? It's got to be pretty simple to avoid getting hit by a train.
More simple than you can possibly imagine.
The only legal safe place to cross tracks is at designated crossings. Remember, rails and recreation do not mix.
Okay, so how good do we have to make it?
Good enough to save a life. Just don't put any Legos in it.
One sport that is getting a lot of attention for their impressive season is the highly competitive RHS wrestling team. Dylan Wallen has the story.
Some wrestlers, it's just another sport, but for those on the team, it's a hard and grueling fight, prepared for by many hours of intense training.
Wrestling's a tough sport. They work hard. Most of those guys worked in the off season, put in hundreds of hours in the off season, and then worked the entire season themselves.
After 3 seniors and a sophomore qualified at sections, the wrestle team sent 4 wrestlers to Masters.
I feel very accomplished. All my hard work has paid off, and hopefully I can make it to state. Not a lot of people can say that they've made it this far, other than the other 3 that have made it with me, and we've all made it 3 years now, so it just feels good to be back.
Coach Ash was confident heading into last weekend's Masters.
If anyone has a good chance, it's the 4 that we brought.
Coach Ash has trained these athletes for years and was enthusiastic about their chances at Masters.
Logan Runner, wrestling for 5th and 6th, beat a kid named Clay Shropshire from Del Oro. Clay had beaten Logan twice this year, and Logan came back to defeat him for the 5th place, beat him 3-1, and it wasn't even that close. Logan dominated him. All of John's wins were very impressive. He handled every single one of them.
People will be rooting for Roswell to bring home the victory.
I'm really happy for them. It's a big step in their wrestling career, I guess, and I just hope they do great at it.
Masters took place at the Stockton Arena over the weekend.
Due to new state law requiring a rise in the minimum wage, students with jobs will soon be feeling the impact. But is this really good news? We'll dig deeper into the effects of the wage hike in next week's TigerCast.
That's it for us today on TigerCast News.
Remember, we're always on at iTheTigerNews.com. See you next time.